Howdy all, and welcome to Lax Lives. We are still looking at Minecraft. This is probably going to be the longest review of all time. It might as well be a Let's Play at this point. I still have a third of my list to go of things I wanted to show you as a review of the game. Although a lot of them we're just going to talk about. Now at the end of the last review, I was showing you about knock down trees. And you can see I still have a log in my hand. And this gives me an opportunity to talk about the right mouse button. Now with the right mouse button, if you have a sword equipped and you right click, it defends. Your guy will hold his sword across you and will defend against attacks, which can actually help when you get blown up by a creeper, as you saw me get blown up by a creeper. But one of the things I wanted to show you here with wood is that the right mouse button, when you have a block in your hand, I guess I did plant down some dirt a few times and should have talked about it then, but with wood, if you right click, it places the block of wood. And then when you use your aimer, you can actually choose which direction the blocks will lay down in. Now dirt is the same on all sides, so you can't tell. But it just depends on which area of the wood you point at. So if I point out on the top of this one, then you can see it matches going up and down. If I point not on top, but on the side toward the top, then it will lay horizontally. And that is the right mouse button. Right mouse button is for place or open. If you find a door or a chest or use a lever. I'm going to get my wood back here. Because the next thing I want to show you is probably your most important thing for getting started. And that is crafting. When I open my inventory, which I got to by hitting the E button, you can see that there I am. Hey. On the left we have the slots for potential armor pieces. In the middle here we have my empty inventory. And on the bottom is your quick bar down here at the bottom. So this is where you put your items so you can quickly get to them. But here on the right hand side we have the crafting window. And so this is actually the small crafting window. There are two crafting windows, the small crafting window and the large crafting window. The small crafting window you always have. And so you can see that there's a grid of 4 squares. The large crafting window is only accessible through the crafting table. And that gives you access to 3 by 3 or a 9 square grid. So I can do anything that uses 4 or fewer squares. And crafting in this game is done with patterns. Some things don't have particularly strict patterns. So like to change logs, which is what this is, 6 logs of spruce wood, into planks, which is what I need to construct anything with, I can place it in any one of the squares. And when I do, you can see over here in the output is 4 spruce wood planks. Now that is not 6 logs into 4 planks. That is, for every plank, I'm going to get 4 spruce wood. Now if I hold down, if I left click, I will get 4, and you can see that the number of logs decreased by 1. If I hold on shift and click, then it just moves them all into my inventory. Now with these planks, I can build the crafting table, which is the one thing that you need to get your 9 grid square. Now one of the other things you can do when you're holding an item to put in your crafting grid, instead of a left click, if I right click, it will put a single item in there. And you can see 4 planks makes a crafting table. So I'm going to put that down on my hotbar because I'm going to need to place it. And so to be able to use an item, it has to be on my hotbar. So now this is my crafting table. All I got to do is point at any square I want, and it will put down the crafting table. That's my crafting table. You can see the side's got a hammer and a saw, maybe some pliers. Not really too impressive, but when I right click on it, I have a larger crafting area. I could have done some of this in my 4 grid, but the next thing I'm going to need, so that we can talk about the next thing, are some tools and some weapons. So first I'm going to make sticks. I'm going to take four planks and make sticks. So for every 2 planks, I get 4 sticks. And you can see that the pattern for sticks is kind of in the shape of a stick. Once again, I'm going to hold down Shift and left click to get my 8 sticks. And I'm going to put those back up here. Now, one of the nice things they added with 1.5 that I don't have access to yet is the left click drag to evenly distribute your items. On the version I play on, if I put my sticks down, I can right click to take half the stack, and so I could do it that way. But in the 1.5 version of Minecraft, you just left click and drag. Oh, I totally screwed that up. Left click and drag, and it will evenly distribute the items into whatever slots you drag over. So there, we've got 2 sticks. Now I put them in this this configuration here because I needed handles, and so handles in the game for most of your tools are made from 2 sticks, and so this will let me build 4 tools. Now, because we're using wood, wood is your weakest substance for making tools. So I'm actually only going to build 2 tools. The first one is a pickaxe. To make a pickaxe, I've got my handle, and then I just place 3 across the top, like a pickaxe shape, or a T. And then I'm going to put that down on my hotbar. And then I'm going to combine these sticks because the next thing I want is a sword. And a sword does not use 2 sticks, it just uses 1 stick and then 2 items for the blade. Now what you can make your tools and weapons out of, wood, which is your starter, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit this crafting bench here to make it pop back up. Some items get destroyed if you hit them with just a fist, and so you may need higher levels of pickaxes. Oh, you know, I should have made a shovel too while I was at it, but that's alright. We'll just start with the pickaxe here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Is this our... Ugh, it's so dark down in here. I'm just going to start right here and do this real quick. The things that you can make tools and weapons out of. Wood, which is your basic tools and weapons. Stone, which is what I'm grabbing right now. And so I've equipped my pickaxe, not that you can see it because it's so dark. And you just hold down the left mouse button to swing your pickaxe. Let me get here where there's a little more light. If you hold down the pickaxe, you can see that crumble marks appear on the block. And when it gets far enough, it just disappears. I know that looked like it took a long time, but I was just showing you the crumble marks. And some items you can't break apart with the wood pickaxe. Some you can. And so what I'm looking at here is I can't punch the stone, which is what we're looking at here. This is stone. I can't punch stone and get blocks of cobble, which is what's coming out of these blocks of stone. So when I hit them, you can see that's cobblestone. But I can't punch to get it, but I can make a wood pickaxe, and a wood pickaxe will let me get cobblestone. And with cobblestone, you make your stone tools. So if I come over here, I'll put down my crafting bench. I can quickly put together stone pickaxe. I didn't even use my sword yet, so I'm going to keep it as wood because I don't need much. A shovel is just a single block at the top. I need some more sticks, so I'm going to throw some more planks in there, grab some more sticks. I'm going to make a L shape here with the stone. That gives you an axe. And then we'll do one more here. 2 at the top gives you a hoe. So those are your basic tools. Your basic weapons, there are only 2. Sword and bow. And bow takes string, and I don't have any string. So there's no luck with string. Now let's see if I can remember. That beach is where my crafting table is. I made an axe so I could come over here and get more wood. These are oak trees. So when I cut these down, you can see it's a little faster than punching it out with my hand because I'm using a stone axe. Actually, I'm not going to do too much with the stone tools here, and I'm not going to do too much mining and stuff. because we're just reviewing, and we'll save that for an actual Let's Play video. So, trees, I got my trees. And I just wanted to show you one more thing. The other main thing you need with crafting is a furnace, which is just 8 stone or 8 cobble around. And that's the furnace right there. And then what I can do is I can take my wood and I can put some in the bottom to use as fuel, and I'll put some in the top, and it's going to make charcoal. And so your furnace actually is used to cook or melt things. And so some of the things I can cook, like we got a chicken here. If I hit the chicken with my sword, it gave me raw chicken. Now you can eat the raw chicken for your hunger, but you don't really want to eat raw chicken because it makes you sick. You can do the same thing with pork and beef. But if you have a furnace and you have some fuel to run the furnace with, whether it's wood or charcoal or coal, then you can cook it up. So these are your 2 main tools to construct with, or not construct with, but to craft with: the crafting table and the furnace. Now with the animals give off different types of materials that can be used in the crafting process. Now not only are there tools and weapons, but there's also armor in the game. It's all done with the 9x9 grid. Ooh, it got dark because my charcoal's finished. I'm going to throw this raw chicken up there. It will cook my raw chicken. Yeah, there's armor in the game. Armor can be made from pretty much the same, well, not the same, but similar items that you use for creating your tools and stuff. And so I'm going to eat this chicken because my health or my hunger is getting pretty low. Actually, let me go over here and... Oh, there's a skeleton. Don't look at me, skeleton. I'm just going to stay over here then. I was going to go kill that pig and get some pork chops. But yeah, so the different animals, not wolves and ocelots, and I don't believe horses, but your pigs, cows, and chickens and sheep, they all drop things that you can use. So if I kill a pig, I get pork chops. If I kill a cow, it will drop leather and beef. If I kill a chicken, I'll get feathers and chicken. But chickens also give eggs. And so live chickens you can get eggs from, dead chickens as feathers and chicken. Feathers can be used to make arrows, which can be used with a bow, which is your ranged weapon for the game. But like I said, it takes string. There's a couple of different ways to get string. Well, I don't know, maybe you only get string from spider web, and you only get spider web by going into dark caves or killing spiders. Yeah, so I don't have enough thread to make a bow for you. But when you do have a bow, if you hold down the right mouse button, it draws back your bow farther and farther, and then when you let go, it fires. But it does have a limit on the number of times you can shoot it. Things in the game have durability. If you look down at my pickaxe, you can see that the green bar is slightly lower than the green bar that's on my sword. That's because the pickaxe took damage from digging at stone. Pretty much all items in the game have durability, and so if you make armor, which I guess I was talking about and got sidetracked, if you make armor, then the armor takes damage as you get hit, or maybe when you fall. I'm not sure on that one. I'm pretty sure though when you fall and take falling damage, it hurts your armor. And so armor and tools and weapons are made from really similar items. Oh, that's why I got sidetracked, because I was talking about the animals. If you kill a cow, you get leather. You can use leather to make leather armor, but you can't make leather tools because that wouldn't make any sense. You can't make stone armor, but you can make iron armor. And so if I were to go in the ground with my pickaxe here, I could probably find some iron ore, and then you bring the iron ore back and you put it in the furnace with some fuel, and it turns it into iron ingots, and then you use the iron ingots to make iron tools and iron sword, and oh, look at that zombie trying to sneak over here, and iron armor, and the armor comes in. Oh, did you hear that? Nothing, nothing, nothing. I bring up my inventory to show you, and there's the creeper. Yeah, helmet, breastplate, legs, and boots. leggings, I think they call it. Those are your types of armor that you can make. Now I don't have any materials to make armor, so I'm just going to show you with wood. But like if I wanted a helmet, I'd do this, and that's a helmet. If I wanted legs, oop, really? You guys, I'm standing there not doing anything. You don't even come look at me. But as soon as I open my crafting window, that's when they pounce. You fill in all the slots but one. That's a breastplate. So you know it's kind of a pattern of what they actually are. Oh, boots are just this. Those are boots. If that was a material I could make armor out of, and wood is not a material you can make armor out of. Haha, burn in the sunlight. And yeah, so that's armor. Now when you do go digging for materials and ores, some things are made out of wood, so you knock down trees to get wood. Oh, there's some birch wood. I didn't even notice them earlier. You can see those white trees right there. That's birch. But wood, and wood comes in different colors. All I got are spruce wood planks. I thought I knocked down some oak. I must have used it, but I'll show you. There's spruce wood. And so when you're building, you might want to hunt around for the different tree types, because their planks and their logs look different. Yeah, I know. Look at that gravity at work there. I took out the bottom of the trees and they just hover. You have to take out all of the trunk for the trees to collapse in on themselves, where the leaves disappear. Let me make these into planks. Whoops. Spruce, oak, birch. So you do get 3 different colors of wood. There's also clay in the game. Right here. It's usually found in the water, and you can see here, this is sand, and underwater this is what sand looks like. This here would be dirt through the water, and this right here, this is clay. Oh, get back out of the water. And so with clay, you can make clay blocks. And then new thing that just got added is clay blocks can be dyed different colors, which are other materials that you can get. So there are other materials that come from plants. If you dig up a yellow flower, you can turn the yellow flower into yellow dye. If you get a red flower, you can turn it into red dye. That kind of thing. I believe cactuses turn into green dye, and I don't know. There's a lot of different kinds of flowers and a lot of different colors of dye. I talked earlier about the chickens with eggs. There is cooking in the game. There's 2 different kinds of mushrooms, kind of a red speckled mushroom and a brown mushroom. If you get 2 mushrooms to put in a wooden bowl, you can get a mushroom salad, or maybe it's a mushroom stew. If you get wheat, which comes from seeds, so if I knock down some of this grass earlier, I grabbed some seeds, but I've been killed so many times that I don't know where they're at. But you can see here's some seeds. I can use my hoe that I constructed to dig up the ground. And so there is planting in the game. You do plant crops. There's pumpkins and melons and wheat and carrots and potatoes. And so you can get all those and you can plant them, and as long as they have some water nearby, then the ground stays hydrated. You can see this dark brown here. That means the water has hydrated that. This will turn dark brown maybe eventually. It should. It's right next to water. And then you just got to wait for that to grow up, and then when you harvest it, you'll get wheat. And 3 wheat together make bread. And then you can do other things like pies and cakes. And they're in the jungle. I don't know if you saw earlier. It had been like, what, last video or the video before that. You probably saw the brown things on the trees. They're gourds. They have cocoa beans in them, so you can use cocoa beans to make chocolate. I'll make some dye real quick here so you can see dye. Flour, crafting, dandelion yellow, and then if I come over here to my clay block, I don't know if I have to dig it back up or if I can apply colors to it while it's down. Let's try. Nope, I'm gonna have to dig it back up. Alright, so it broke apart, but we'll do it. Clay block. Throw in some dandelion yellow. Whoop, one dandelion yellow. No. Oh, you know what? I have to cook it first. I have to make a hardened clay block. Right? Nope. Wow. Never mind. I don't know how to play the game. Maybe the hardened clay blocks aren't in the game yet. I've been looking at snapshots. So, hardened clay blocks that are dyeable, different colors are coming soon. So, yeah. Other materials I could think of, spider webs. Spider webs come either off of spiders, or sometimes when you're underground, you'll see spider webs just on the wall, and you can knock it down with your sword and take it as string. Yeah. Ores. I keep getting sidetracked on ores here. Iron is the first ore that you go after. Actually, there's iron and there's gold, although gold isn't as useful. Gold is the fastest, but it has a lower durability on the tools. And then there are gems in the game too that you go after. Emeralds, which you can trade with villagers, and diamonds, which you can use to make the best weapons and armor and tools. Well, we talked about the animal-based dirt gravel diamonds. There's obsidian, which is water and lava can make cobblestone, or if you apply water correctly, you can get obsidian. Obsidian is used it's the hardest material in the game. You have to have a diamond pickaxe to mine it. And, well, I guess technically the bedrock is the hardest, but you can't do anything with bedrock. But obsidian is the hardest material that you can use in the game. And you actually use the obsidian to create portals that'll take you to the nether, which is one of those other realms that I was talking about earlier in the previous video. And, yeah, we talked about crops. When you, all your ores have to be smelted, so you get raw ore, and you throw it in the furnace, and it comes out as metal ingots that you can use. So, iron and gold, that's pretty much the only metals in the game. I say pretty much, but I'm pretty sure those are the only metals in Minecraft. And then, yeah, to get your raw materials, you saw I killed a chicken. Go hunt and kill some pigs. You can construct fences, so you can actually fence in your animals, and then you can raise them and keep animals so that you can keep a steady supply of the raw materials you might need. But to get your ores and stuff, there's two main ways to do that. One is through what we call caving. That's where you wander around until you find a hole in the ground. Like this one. Now it's really dark down in there, so I wouldn't want to go down just yet. And you can't like bring sunlight down with you, but what I can do is I can take my wood and I can make sticks. And then I can take my charcoal that I made by burning my wood and make torches. And so now that I've got torches, I can actually go down in one of these deep dark holes and leave torchlight. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not the hole I wanted to go down. Did you see that? They nearly killed me. How about this hole? This one's got the lava in it that we looked at earlier. Lava right next to water. Oop, that's too many torches. Here is iron. This is what iron looks like. Now, iron can't be mined. Oh, and right there's some coal. Iron can't be mined with a wood pickaxe, so I don't know what I'm even trying for. Iron needs a stone pickaxe. So you need the wood to get the stone, you need the stone to get the iron, you need the iron to get the diamond, you need the diamond to get the obsidian. I also think you gotta have the iron to get the gold too. You can't use stone on gold. Wood will get you iron and coal. So where I use wood to make charcoal, you can actually just dig up coal, and they work pretty much the same way. Plus, when you mine coal, you get... look, there was another bit of iron. You get experience when you mine coal. And then there are emeralds. Emeralds you can't really use for anything, but sometimes you'll come across a village that has people in it. Oh, go away, zombie. I'm trying to talk here. You'll find a village with people in it, and then the people will trade you either items for emeralds or emeralds for items. So like sometimes they want bread, and you give them bread, and they'll give you back emeralds. And then you find another guy, they'll give you iron breastplate for 2 emeralds or something like that. And so you can find those caving as well. And then mining just means making your own cave by digging through the stone. So mining and caving are pretty much the same thing. Just one, you wander around naturally spawned caves, naturally formed caves. And then the other way is to make your own caves. There's also brewing in the game. Brewing is something I've never done. So there are potions in the game, but I have used potions. I've just never made my own potions. It involves some... you gotta get the obsidian, you put the obsidian together, you use a tool called a flint and steel to light it on fire, and then you can go into the nether, which is the realm with the withers and the living fire blaze things and the magma cubes. Well, when you kill those blazes, they drop blaze rods, and you need a blaze rod to do the to make an enchanting stand, not an enchanting stand, I'm sorry, a brewing stand. And yeah, so I've just never bothered to get all the materials together to do any kind of brewing. But there is potion brewing in the game. Enchanting is done with your levels. You can see I'm now level 1, like I'm going to be able to keep that longer than 5 seconds here. I'm down to 1 heart, and I haven't bothered to get enough food to actually feed myself. So hearts regen when your health or when your hunger is full. So if I had enough food to get my hearts back up, I could actually, or if I had enough food to get my hunger back up to full, I could actually get my hearts back. Let's see. I'm gonna kill this pig. Die, piggy. And he gave me 1 pork chop. That's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna get this one too. And oh, he didn't even give me a pork chop. Guess what? I'm just not going to get enough hearts back for this anyways. I want to show you regenning, but, you know, we'll look at it when we switch over to a Let's Play, which this practically was anyways. Yeah, so enchanting's done with an enchanting table, which is kind of difficult to make. It's not difficult to make. It can be difficult to get the materials. It takes books, which are constructed out of leather and paper. I didn't show you reeds or sugarcane earlier. Sugarcane grows along the water, and I don't see any out here. But sugarcane grows along the water, and it will turn into paper. You can construct paper from the reeds. And you use the paper with leather to make books, and then you use the book with the enchanting table, or use a book and obsidian and diamond, I think, and make an enchanting table. It's been a while since I made one, so I can't remember the recipe for it. But yeah, so then once you get up some levels, you can enchant your tools and your armor and weapons, and then they'll be stronger. And sometimes you get special effects like fire on your armor, so when things hit you, they catch on fire, or on your sword, or you get thorns on your armor, or infinity on your bow, so that you only need 1 arrow in your inventory, and it will never use that arrow, but it will allow you to fire over and over until your bow breaks anyways. You can repair things if you get an anvil, which is made out of like 30, 31 ingots, I think, of iron. So you need 31 pieces of iron ore. You can make an anvil, and then the anvil will allow you to use your levels to repair your armor and weapons and tools. And actually, you can also rename your armor, weapons, and tools if you if you need a name on them. And your tools can be enchanted too. You can get things like Silk Touch, which allows you to get the actual block that you're hitting instead of breaking the block. Or although Fortune would probably be better, because Fortune gives you things like cobble, or not cobble. Oh, that came out totally wrong. Things like coal. Ooh, he knocked me down to half a heart. Things like coal, when you harvest them with a pickaxe, you don't get a block of coal, you get pieces of coal, and so Fortune allows you to get more pieces of coal. So there's some pretty cool enchantments that you can get on your stuff. Another type of material that you mine is called redstone, and it comes as a powder, and you can actually lay it on the ground and it makes wires. I mean, they don't look like wires, it just looks like streams of dust on the ground, but it's red. And so the game actually has a fairly complex mechanical crafting side to it, using this redstone and things called redstone repeaters and comparators, and I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of redstone for sure, but that is another aspect of the game. I told you guys about seeing them do the ending credits song to Portal in a creative mode. Oh look, there's a Enderman flipping around. He hates the rain. He's teleporting, looking for. Oh, I took a arrow to the face from a skeleton. He was looking for a spot that didn't have rain in it. But yeah, so yeah, redstone circuitry, pretty complex. They can do some amazing things with it. I've seen clocks and elevators, and they automate things, and there's mine carts and rails, and so you can actually make trains, and you can automate some of that with your redstone. There's some sugar cane I was telling you about earlier right there. That tall green reeds here. Sugar cane. Oh, skeletons. One skeleton tried to shoot me and shot another skeleton, and now they're fighting each other while I run for my life. And then we got the two other realms. This is the overworld that we've been wandering around. And like I said earlier, if you get the obsidian together, you can make a doorway. Fairly large doorway. It's 4 squares wide and 5 squares high, and then you set it on fire and it opens a portal to Nether, which is supposed to be below the overworld. And then the Endermen are called Endermen because they come from the end. And so if you kill enough Endermen, they will drop Ender Pearls. And if you get enough Blaze Rods from the Nether, you make Ender Eyes. And the Ender Eyes will lead you to the Stronghold. And the Stronghold will have the End Portal in it, which you use the Ender Eyes to open, and then that takes you to this island floating in the middle of a void, and all that's there are Endermen and the End Dragon. There's only one dragon in the game, and it is the dragon in the end, called the End Dragon. And it's on that island, and so that's where you would fight it. So those are the 3 realms that make up Minecraft. Man, I've got just a couple more things, so this video is going to run a little longer than I had intended. But I wanted to get through this review so we can get on to a Let's Play. I'm going to start over definitely for my Let's Play. Or actually, I might just keep up. I kind of like this area here. So, but the last couple things I want to talk about texture packs. I mentioned earlier that I usually play with a texture pack. And this is the default texture pack that comes with the game. Texture packs can be downloaded, and you can easily copy them into your Minecraft folder, into a subfolder in Minecraft called Texture Packs. And then when you're in the game, you can go into your options, and there's a button here that says Texture Packs, and you can see that I have downloaded a few texture packs, trying them out. I was recently playing a map called Gloria, which had its own texture pack. But yeah, there's a lot of texture packs you can download, and they change the look of the game. So I'm gonna try Blame the Controllers, Kingdom of the Sky 2 texture pack, and see what that looks like. Oh man, you can see I now have no color. The pigs look different. Actually, look, he's got little tusks now. He looks evil. Evil pig. Spider probably looks different. The grass doesn't have any color because the texture pack is made for an earlier version of Minecraft. But you can see the texture pack allows you to change the way your game looks. And one of the things that's interesting to me, anyways, about the game is that the textures come in different resolutions, and so you can actually look. Oh, that was a cool, death animation there. I got some string. I look the same though, but you can get different resolutions, so you can actually get higher resolution graphics that might look a little better than what the game looks like on default. Some people love default and they just play with default. Some people prefer to use the texture pack. I prefer to use a texture pack. I like Sortex Fanver and usually play with that. But I don't play a lot of vanilla Feed the Bee, or sorry, I don't play a lot of vanilla Minecraft. What I play with is the next thing I want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about was adventure maps. This is survival, but you can go online and there are people who make maps that you can play with the game. And so they actually have stories, and like I said, I was playing through an adventure map called Gloria, where the little bit I've played, you wake up on a ship, and the ship has apparently crashed on an island, and you and a few survivors are trapped on this island, and they send you into the hold of the ship to get some medicine. And when you go down in there, you find out that it's connected to a well, I don't know that the ship is connected to it, but the ship has opened up a passageway that leads to an underground bunker, and it turns out that apparently people from the future are keeping something called the corruption at bay, and in the future it has escaped, and so they bring you to the future to show you, and then send you back in time to try and stop the corruption. And so yeah, it's adventure maps are pretty intense. A lot of times they're made to be played by more than one person, which can make them extremely difficult as a solo player. But you know, they can be a lot of fun, and some of them are pretty amazing. Especially now with the command blocks being in the game. Command blocks are blocks that you use to script things to happen in the game. And I have played some pretty cool adventure maps where the world changes as you play the game in a little more direct fashion than just using some of the crafting abilities that are available, like pistons and sticky pistons. And then the last thing I want to talk about was mods. Wow, this video has really gone long. Mods are additions to the game that change the game. And I play a modded version of Minecraft usually called Feed the Beast. And you can find that at feed-the-beast.com. It is free to download. It actually comes with a really nice loader. And so you run the loader and it takes your Minecraft password and logs you into Minecraft to make sure you have an official version of Minecraft. And then it will download the mods for you, and mods add to the game. So like there are mods that add trains to the game. There are mods that add laser guns to the game. Mods that add machine guns to the game. Mods that make aliens attack. Mods that add more animals to the world. I play Feed the Beast, which adds a lot of machines to the world. And so mod packs. Feed the Beast is a mod pack. It is not just a single mod. It is actually dozens of mods that people have made, and then the Feed the Beast team put them together to make sure they work together, and work with the mod makers to make sure they all, everybody. Well, I mean, they don't make them, but they get permission from the mod maker to include them in their mod pack, and then work with the mod maker to make sure that if they're going to update for Feed the Beast, that they keep it in line with the other mod packs. And I think that's going to be the end of my review for Minecraft. I didn't really do a whole lot. Mostly just talked about it, but really, if you love building, if you love Legos, this game is Legos. If you like surviving, and I know there's a few games out there where you survive on a deserted island kind of thing. This game is all about that too. If you like MMOs, there are versions of this game that are MMOs. If you like playing on a multiplayer server, there are multiplayer servers. Really, that's probably my favorite thing about the game, is that the mods and the mod packs that are out there change the game in so many ways that it's just like a brand new game every time. An adventure map is just like buying a new game. If you want to play a world where you're military fighting off alien invasions, they have a mod for that. If you want to build rocket ships and go to the moon, they have mods for that. And I don't know. I really have a lot of fun with this game. I've been playing it since December of 2012, and yeah, I play it a lot, more than I probably should. But I think I'm going to call it there. That'll be the end of Lac Looks at Minecraft. The next video is just going to be a Let's Play. And I will start my Let's Play of vanilla Minecraft, since I want to see some of the new things that are out in the game that I don't get in my modded Minecraft. So, thanks for watching. Click like if you liked it. Subscribe to make sure you catch the next video. And I'll talk to you later. See ya.